Hello. Okay, sì. Alright. Sì, there's an ad break. Alright. Hmm. Brent said that I need to break the color there. Technically speaking, I do need it break the colors there. That is not on the bottom. Ventura. Yeah, it's a bit early. I mean, early. I wanted to go at like 6 p.m. or not, maybe even 4 p.m. But then I was like, I feel a little sleepy, so I'm gonna use that siesta in the afternoon. So I went to sleep. And I woke up not long ago. And yeah, I'm a bit quiet. Oh, I see. I think there was a way. I mean, first of all, you could use the headset or the ones which you inserting into ears. I think they are boosting a bit more. Oh, to Windows settings. Uh, hmm. Let me check. Maybe I should have a microphone closer. Oh, maybe that's gonna be better for you. And slightly increase again. Test, 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 test. Today I'm multi-streaming to YouTube and Twitch. I want to check like how it goes. But what laptop do you have? I mean, I know that their speakers are always trash. There's nothing you could do most of the time. Because I used to have a laptop in the past. Hello, Q1. Yeah, I see. When I was like having a laptop and living on my parents' place, I had to, how is it called? I think there is a way, even without a software, that you could increase your volume. How to check? Windows, how to increase again audio. Boost sound in Windows. Apparently somebody, I'm just saying something in this video. Did they DM you on Discord? Oh yeah, I think you're clicking on the speakers. It was like a speaker open sound or like speaker open volume mixer. Because there was like this hidden option. At least you're probably using Windows 10, so it might be like just at the bottom, but for me it was like open more sounds. It shows this thing. When you have the playback and you choose, let's say, like a speaker properties, you can increase the balance here. I think you could do that even per application. Either is under there or like right click and open sound mixer. Yeah, then it might be just a limitation, like physically. Because also there was like a way for up volume. You could increase like how much the apps have. I don't remember where it was. Because I have like kinda a bit of special setup. Because I have like input of audio there through the mic, I have an input through the monitor, and something else is detecting another like an audio device. So you have to pretty much like disable some of them entirely. But yeah, I'm looking at if you cannot like increase there, then it might be just like the hardware limitation. But what I usually had myself always was this earphones, like which are connecting to the phones. So like wherever I've been using a laptop, wherever I've been going, I always had that small headset connected to it. Because I could never like stand the audio from the background. I mean, I'm not speaking about these ones. Speaking about the ones which are like you plugging into the ear. The ones we feature like the phone ones. Because this one is kinda, for the long hair, can be a bit problematic. But anyway, I gonna focus because the last few days I had like a weird sorting. I cleaned up my drives. Oh, I actually got a Bluetooth speaker for free. For having a good yapping. I went to this like a job expo there in Warsaw for like an IT. Was talking with people around, like just asking, like, do you guys maybe need some people for graphics or like some visualization simulations or something like this in a company maybe? And dudes were like, no way, there is the some people haven't even heard like there's like such possibilities to be done. Like I was doing in 3D, I was talking to them, and one dude was like, bro, you literally enlightened me, like no cap, you enlightened me if it comes to like 3D, because I was thinking like it's just this like graphic designers on 2D painting things and then they're using some software to actually animate frame by frame. I was like, seriously bro, 3D models and so on has to have the rigs, they have to move somewhat. I didn't know, he says that he was working 15 years in IT and like pretty much like definition of like a corpo job. And after that he was like, you know what? I have a gift for you, because normally this is sort of like for like a local lottery or something, where you have to sign up with your CV, give your like contact info or whatever. What you deserved, because actually you bring some value to the community. And he gave me like a small Bluetooth speaker. This is just so funny. But another place also was talking, and people are so like interested into like the topic I was speaking about. They gave me like the thermos for coffee, or like this cup which has this thermal isolation inside with aluminum and so on, to keep the warmth and like to not like burn your hand. It's just also like funny. But no jobs. I was not expecting even at all having any slight chance of getting any job there, because the market is just a bitch. Sadly, but true. But I went for this sort of like a job expo because there is a lot of like a software engineers, a lot of companies which making actual like DEI like a robots. They making some like a vehicles. They make like a lot of cool, how to call it, like a cool creations. So maybe it would be slotting into my expertise. Oh, but sadly, nope. And another like an event I was trying to sign in. Uh, I think they rejected my approval or this RSVP or whatever because it's kind of sort of like a business to business meetup. Even like in the registration form, I had to type like a company and I wrote non or like self-employed. And I think they're actually looking for people from like this architectural visualization, and it's sort of like a B2B event for 3D graphicians from like Sketchfab and Chaos. So well, fuck them. They are corporates. I'm just going my own way. But anyway, I'm not planning ever to like work for some big studios. I just want to be a content creator myself. Create the things, dictate the things I want to do, make the business plan by myself. Because I feel like I'm gonna be better off finding the right people at the right time for the right task, making these tasks actually happen in the right way, instead of like trying to be. Yeah, under somebody's pretty much like a, how to call it, okay, where I have main body. So heavy that is already lagging. Height plus roughness. And that one affecting height. Hmm. That thing. And then I have this side plastics. And they are a bit too extreme. Wonder how this like a YouTube live gonna be working. Okay, let's keep it a subtle. Height, base color, so I would need another fill layer. This fill layer would be a black mask. Copy the color and paste it there. Now I could increase maybe value a little. Go to fill. I guess fill. Instead of that, I would make need one. It's technically like a generator. Grunge. Maybe dirt. UV projection or triplanar? Maybe triplanar. Even. This way it's gonna be consistent. Contrast, tiling to 2, or maybe 0.5. Yes, could be. This 2. Because this one is kinda much. Maybe even. Slightly tap into different color. When I move my piano, it's, I think, dropping the bitrate by quite a bit. Oh, hey, Pipa man. What are you doing? Alright, so I need to break this color a bit by another fill layer. Simply duplicate it. Duplicate, where is it? Oh. Make this one on a different seed. Your message failed to send? Ah, it sometimes happen to, like, I don't know what. It's just Twitch. I was like going into 3D evening. I just woke up, so I'm gonna be grinding entire night. My progress today, like aim today, is to like finish this fully. Yeah, if that happens to you, that there is like a failed to send, no matter which Twitch you're gonna be visiting or like chat, This is because of their, like, I don't know, server not catching. It happens to me quite often when I'm networking with people. But I don't know why. Has nothing to do with any text. It has nothing to do with, like, whatever message contains. Is just weird. Okay. And there I have another branch. Make it a different balance. Give it a slightly different color. Then, what you're gonna be making today? Bilba. Anything cool with 3D? You. What a plan do you have for today? You're saying going into the 3D evening. I seen something insane today, which got me inspired again. Like, there was this animation. I really want to explore it maybe tomorrow. Mechanical rigging. Let me check. Oh. Some sort of like a robot arm. Or leg. What the hell? This is cool. Oh, Blender on Mac? How is it like Blender working on Mac? Don't you have like any issues with add-ons or anything? Like something not working? Some functionality or... on himself? Who's Tom? Is that like the guy from the Blender? What to call it? I see. Like, I was looking on something like this. This is so cool. Like, people made that in Blender, like a 4-dimension sort of like animation that the characters are getting out. I really enjoyed it. It's kinda like, I want to make something similar, like a different story. It's like a Blender UI and... It's just so freaking funny. It's like how people make it. It's definitely is for like some compositing, I believe. It's so enjoyable. Like I've seen so many people reacting to that sort of like an animation within like a day, having 27,000 retweets and things like this. I need to learn Blender for that tasks. Because if I would do that in Maya, nobody would actually like care as much because people are, you know, more pro Blender if it's free. And yeah, I believe so. Like everybody has their own task or like specialization. I mean, I haven't been doing characters myself either. Texturing also is my weakness. Let's maybe make it that way. And then this fill will be maybe on screen or overlay. Color var1, like var1, not 2. And this one color var2. Because I want to keep the variation. The other one is not bringing anything now. This linear add. What I need. Oh, come. Oh. There we go. Overlay. Is normal. Mechanical things. I see. I mean, this is definitely something you could find like more employment with. Because like some companies which technically manufacturing, let's say some like washing machines or some like a factory equipment, they often like requesting that sort of like a gigs for pre-visualization, like how the thing's gonna be looking, to pretty much sell the idea to investors. Because I do see similar things. But yeah. Oh, I see. And you're definitely having more experience in the other field. And that would explain why you were using a lot of terminal and console. Because me and coding, even though I am like a software engineer, technically speaking, I was studying like a software engineering like a few years back. I don't think so I can write anything beyond like a hello world without using ChatGPT or other like a AI assisted tools. Like the technology went so far ahead to like nowadays to even like try to learn something or get any commercial experience as a coder. It's just close to impossible. speaking to my friends which actually graduated the university and they had passion for like a coding dev, specifically for game dev and some like a software applications, .NET, C Sharp. What was that? Okay, I forgot actually the other languages they were using, but pretty much like this. Whatever is used in corporations quite often. Like Microsoft.NET packets. The guys which were like literally aces with the best diplomas, with the best marks and endorsements, they cannot get a job. Actually, I was doing something similar with transformations. Let me show you. Projects or my renders. Sandbox assembly. Fuck. I don't have it there. Weird. Where did it go? Hmm. Not the actual, fuck. Moment, because I'm a bit confused. It's kinda like I don't have a project I've been working on. Where did I put it? Because I was doing like a sandbox previs over like a few live streams. And it's not there. What? Oh, there we go. Yeah, but pretty much in Polish language, so ignore, because that was for like a local carpenter. I see what you're making. Ooh. But yeah, that's a big brain, to be honest, for me. And wait, if you're a software engineer, isn't coding on Mac more problematic than on Windows? Oh, you're doing web development. I see. Yeah, you can watch this thing. I'm gonna go for like a bathroom quick break. Pretty much I was doing like a previs of assembly in Unreal Engine, also using some like a camera motion and things. Oh, I see. saying that every professional does that on Mac. So you assume you are from the US, correct? Because there in Europe, I see like a lot of people using Windows. Oh, you are from Germany. That's weird. Like almost everybody I met from like a software engineering field, guys were like using Windows. Music producers were using Mac because how to call it? Mac is more compatible with the VSTs and more stable. There is no delay, no issues with logic. What do you mean with logic? Oh, I mean, I started learning making a music myself. Ah, yeah, I know what you mean. Me myself, I'm using Ableton. So like Ableton and FL Studio. But well, or like I used to. But then I got busy with 3D, and then my piano next to me, pretty much standing still. I'm trying to learn actually using it more. And yeah, actually this thing what I texturing is my piano. Just in a version of like more worn down. I was preparing as a 3D asset for rigging. I haven't tested Pro Tools because apparently this thing what I got, they gave me the license with Pro Tools and the other one. Because this is like an M Audio keyboard with the weighted keys. I had that with like the box unless they expired. And I don't know. How difficult is to learn like music production? Like a good music production, let's say. Which is catching up like to the current standards, let's say, in the internet. Expensive? Tell me more. What do I need to know? Because I've seen like the all sorts of like the samples, music, the instruments are just like insanely expensive. I mean, it's much cheaper in Poland, I think. I know that Germans usually pay like way more for many things, so it might be like on the cheaper end on my side. Still, nonetheless. I just like wonder if I would like to create, let's say, like an epic music for like a cinematics or something. Think exterior audio card. But how would you like plug that external audio card to the computer? How does that work? 10k euro? Ooh. Shit. No way that they're gonna be able to. That's like 2 years, if not 3 years of work in Poland. That would be like a 40,000 Polish zloty or something. That's quite a lot. Good EQs. And for semi-professional, let's say like a hobbyist, how much you think? I would need investment. And for this like a, how to say, compressors, EQs, filters, delays, how to find it? How do you like actually figure out what do you need? What is good? Do you know any channels, any like resources and so on? Like for understanding the topic? Because I have a feeling like there's literally no knowledge easily accessible. Like everybody is just like saying on like super advanced level, or they are saying what is it, like perpetual, like forever you owning, or you just like paying and you have to pay another year again? Studio monitor boxes? Hmm. So wait, newer versions. I assume like they always, if you're going. What is a studio monitor box? Studio monitor box. I never heard about that. Studio monitor box. Or is the speakers? Oh, so yeah, that's a speaker. And I was correct. Ah, subwoofer. Okay. This is the speakers, in the other words. Like in Polish, we usually like call them just a speaker. I see. What about the audio card you said? The sound card? Do you slot it into like the computer into some like a PCE slot or whatever, or is it like connected from outside? Oh, I see. Actually, you might be now. Because, for example, I have like a headset. I'm using pretty much a gaming headset. But I have a feeling like this headset, pretty much, the gaming one is too trash because when I have like, sometimes the bass, it's too much. While the, let's say like a music, let's say like the people are using like violins, pianos and so on, I feel like it's flat and super high pitch. It's like, how to call it, like if I am using the highest octave, I have a feeling like they are not the same as they should be. It's more like everything is going towards the bass oriented as a consumer or like the user level. Meanwhile, I would like, for example, because how to say, ideally, what I would like to focus would be like piano covers. Like being able to play the piano, have it connected to something on like a live sessions, have it like a crisp, sounded crispy, and so you can mix with this. I see. Ah, okay, so that's the audio interface. Okay. I have the old one, like friend gave me one, but it's so fucking old that the drivers for Windows don't exist even. For anything like above like Windows 7 or Windows Vista. Even have it like somewhere in the other room. Was checking. So yeah, this is fine. Like a MIDI inputs for like the audio separation. But holy shit, that one is expensive. Because in the past, like, I used to hear the stories that people like, for example, to avoid the noise in the computer because there's like electrical, how to call it, disruption, or the pretty much like electro noise that you kind of have to like have it outside or like a good audio card or whatever. But then was like, if I would be forced to like install a new sound card in my computer to do some like a music production, seriously, inside the computer, I would not be able to even put it anywhere because the modern computers doesn't even have the space. Because the GPU is like occupying the space. But yeah, if you would be looking on this, my GPU is like five slot stick. There's literally no space for ventilation if I would like to install anything, plus the cables would be like in the way. It's just like no way you can slot an audio card. Like no fucking way. In between. Well, I have like a better picture. Where is it? Don't have a picture? Oh yeah. This is better. Resembling. So like I hear the stories that you have to slot it into like this PCE 2X. And even if there There's like no space for ventilation. Mixing, you're saying? Early reflections, good EQ. Yeah, I bet you. It's kind of like in 3D. If you want to like make a piece look good, you have to think of like all of these small details, scratches, let's say dirt, whatever, on the texture and many more to give the story. The same with the music. If you don't like layout correctly, like adding something to make sense, if you don't mix it well, it might the best piece might be like trash. But how would you start studying? If you would be like pretty much, let's say, put yourself in a position, let's say like mine. So like, because you sounds like you've been doing that for a long time. I just want to like jump into it more. I mean, at least start something. I mean, currently the problem is like there's no jobs to make the money. That's the problem with the current industry. Like you, for example, have the experience. I do have some gigs, like the freelance projects. I work for like a pre-visualization for products in action and so on. Yeah, that one I heard. So I was just like wondering, like, if you would start like studying or like the preparing yourself to understand like properly, how would you like start? Do you know any courses, any like a YouTube channels, any specific websites which explaining a lot of this like useful information? No sprawa. Metal body. Color. Me? No. I just woke up not long ago. I have a full energy. As I said yesterday, actually, the sleeping in the afternoon is working for me so well. I don't feel like tired at all. Even drink here, but just moments ago. Maybe a microphone was a little further, that's why I sound like. Biba was explaining me a bit about the music, since he's doing some music production. Welcome back, Biba. So you're saying that you, wherever you're living, you're having normal income, but I assume like in Germany you have like these stable jobs, or like by law you have to have this like a full employment. Because I have a lot of friends like from the Germany, and they say the same. Like the freelancing is extremely difficult in Germany. It's not like I plan to make money by music. It's more like I would like to make music for my like a cinematic trailers, cinematic work, things like that. Just like a hobby and a content for YouTube. Let's say. Like for example, I made this piece. I would like to like put some own music maybe into that. Some like, I don't know, pianos, some like. Yeah, but if you gonna get a job. Currently, in 3D, especially because 3D is my like a specialization. There's so many people competing. Like the studio opening, let's say doors, listing like a junior or regular with like a lesser requirements. There is 2,000 people applying within 24 hours. Bro. And out of that, like sometimes there is like 17 to like even 80 seniors applying for the job because they have nowhere to go. And they just want to have a continuity of employment, doing something they know. There's like a lot of issues. Every month we hear like more and more about the companies shrinking like the positions, like there's less and less places where you could actually go. And how is the, I mean, maybe you are like, you have the experience, so you are pretty much, you already done something before the era of joblessness. And I'm still lucky that I was working, like starting my works, my experience before, let's say, the COVID era, before the things like became like way more problematic. But like when I speak to like people who just finishing universities, which are like a juniors, they never worked, they never had experience in a group, they never worked in a team, never had anything commercial. Like this is so difficult. And I hear the stories. Yeah, but like the juniors are just like more like how to call it. The industry expecting so much, but they're not really looking into the fact that technically speaking, there is so little incentives for actually asking seniors and whatever. Yeah, that's kind of like how it started for me, Biba. Like I was just like doing the 3D for like a hobby, then pretty much people needed some experience. Then they basically asked me for some small gigs for YouTubers and things like that, and the thing started rolling. And then through the recommendation, going for like a random meetups, asking people, that's kind of how it was going for me. But like when I speak to the younger generations, let's say the people which, as I said, like the finishing universities, like current is so fucking bad. Because, how to call it? We have the AI, and the AI is making life easier for regulars and seniors to not need the juniors. That's what I actually was speaking with, like an actual person which is utilizing something in the industry. So, for example, when they previously, usually, let's say you wouldn't be paying a senior wage for like a junior, or like to a senior, you're gonna be making, let's say, like a block out of like a hydrant, like fire hydrant, or making some, let's say, stairs for like environment in games or something. It's just like two simple tasks. So they usually like they gave this task previously to juniors. They pretty much, some senior actually told him do this way, this way, UVs and materials and things like that. And the juniors were sculpting, modeling, and like preparing the asset in like very reliable ways. So it was like an entry point. Then the senior, which was responsible for texturing or doing something further, he was just like spicing up this like I think like to make it like look extremely good. So instead of having like, let's say this looking like a super brand new, no damage, no whatever, they gave like this beautifying task technically to somebody who had already experience working with texturing. And nowadays, the fact that you speeding up the work of the senior or regular by giving him AI tools technically to generate like a base mesh or make something faster UVs or whatever, even for just like pre-visualization in a scene, how it's gonna be actually looking together, is cutting the need for the junior tasks. So the companies are more willing to like pretty much not employ anybody, because obviously cost cutting and things like that. And when you have like the things piling up to the extremes that that nobody needs nobody, and that even like the seniors are being excluded from some tasks because there is like an art director thinking, okay, instead of paying a senior for concept arts or whatever, they're just gonna use Midjourney and generate the images. Yeah, actually I'm thinking this damage is a bit too much. So I was thinking of it. But where is that height? And we have this. I think this might be better. Not that extreme. Gonna be more of like it was that. If I'm gonna make it just a bit. Half of what it was. But yeah, overall, like these days, like people like you, which were doing the things as a hobby back in the days before COVID, before like even let's say 2017 or whatever, you are technically an experienced person in eyes of like any employee. If you've been doing that for 15 years or more, to them you're already having some like life experience using some technology, understand the changes, you understand what was used before, the trends, how they were changing, more like it's a completely different level, like speaking with somebody who understands, let's say, even 3D. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, overall, what I'm trying to do this keyboard for is like a scene with like a setting of an abandoned room. I was thinking of like making, let's say, like you would be imagining like a Fukushima, like in Japan. I was like looking on some like pictures where, for example, they had like, let's call it like the apartments were like completely left standing for these 10 years. The things were catching dust, like there was some like a water dripping in some like a rooms, and there was like a guy which was doing the urban exploration, and it inspired me watching like the one scene where he entered like some sort of like a room. Since there was like no robbers, like the government actually secured the area, not letting anybody like how to say like a plunder everything. There was like everything, computers, some pianos, some like how to call it, pretty much like the rooms were like preserved as it was. And then one of these rooms was like shaken up because of this like earthquake which actually happened back then. So some like shelves were like collapsed, some things were just like left around, and there was like that keyboard standing like a musician room. And I seen that one is was like inspiring, that pretty much he left like a piano or like the MIDI keyboard with some like a cup with coffee and basically frozen in time because they had to evacuate. So I was thinking of making maybe a setting or like a small diorama or whatever of like an forgotten room or abandoned in style of like a post-apocalypse. So I kinda like added some damage, some dust. The glass bottle. Which one? This one? I mean, I just put my logo actually there. No, you mean overall like the dirt on the left side? This? Or the one around this? Or this for the cup? So you think I should keep it like that, or should I reduce something? Because like yesterday my friend Burton was telling me that I should decrease the height for this, the height value, to make it look more like maybe that. Yeah, maybe this one is actually fine. Let's check how it looks in the Unreal Engine, because that's where I'm gonna be rendering. Let me actually put this scene. Thank you for the Lurks, Brava. I bet you going for CS. Hmm. Nicht? Oh. I'm actually going towards that Biba. The testing piano. Just like this one thing. Like for example, this my old version was just like super overexposed. And then I corrected the things. So with the lighting, it's looking much better versus what I had initially. This was just like washed out. After corrections, I had like a bit more roughness, more a bit of like a. I'm not sure about these drum pads, if I should make them like more rough. Because they are kinda rubbery. They are definitely more rough. I am hungry again. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be focusing now. But like, which ones you would actually make more used? As like the piano, keyboard, or the these ones? Because I honestly don't even know which ones I could. All of them? What could I do to make them more damaged? Buttons, dust, roughness. Okay, so I guess there I would add another layer. Color variation. Make a black mask with paint, and paint to get like a grunge. See, why is it so difficult? Get some painting. Uh, Beard. Hmm. Good to know. Which buttons you would actually make more worn of this? Or would you like actually add something on the central part? This might be actually a very valuable experience, knowing which buttons are actually used for something, because for me, was binding some like a special visual effects to them using Unreal simulations. The things were like very clicky. Is it catching dust when it's covered? I see. Oh well, try. Hmm. Nope. This is bit bad. It's some other grunge. You need to discover like which sort of grunges I want to keep using. Age not. Wait, is your no? Okay, it's stock photo. Alright, you're making me curious about my keyboard. To be honest, I'm using almost every single key. Literally speaking. Except the maybe the pause break and like home and end. They worn out entirely. After 7 years of using in 3D. But I need some like an proper alpha. What can I grab? Hmm. Oh, projection would be cool. Let's try plastic base, color variation. But I don't know what alpha to use. No, whatever, let's just use that. The grunge map. Uh, also not the greatest. Low size. Uh, Not consistent. Maybe actually let's do that by the feel. Give it a. Wait, this is a. It's a black mask. Feel. Feel should be using some grunge. Then we make it planar. Scale tiling. Okay. Now let's lower. repeating. Ugh. What if it's gonna be triplanar? One on UV, tiling on one, or maybe the problem is like it's repeating. Maybe we should repeat once. I would need to scale. Hmm. I know, I know. We're gonna add it there in a moment. I think this one would have to be more like the compact on the other body. Because there it's like a lack of dirt. Have you done texturing before yourself? Or are you more like working with procedural materials in Blender? Okay, let's see this one. Just download. I see. Pick one. Oh. A robot riding bicycle. E-bike. Yo, that's good. Obviously, the materials could be like textured to give the realism, but I didn't even know that the bikes have like these speed meters. You could like measure how fast you're driving. Yeah, I see. Still good job. Cool. Yeah, I see that. Like that's usually how I do initially my things too. Like this piano, I can show you how it was looking. MIDI piano. It used to be looking like this 2 years ago. I mean, this is like a 2 years in the making thing because I had so many projects popping. Wait, what the fuck? It opened. Yeah, it was just like basically like your thing. Super clean, just material with roughness. That's just like super shiny. Like everything super clean, crisp clean. That's how it looked like before. A long old one. Pretty much a perfect screws. Even with topology. I know. Also like these things. They're so fucking flat. Kinda difficult to like figure out what I wanted to do with them. So I decided that I'm gonna use texturing height. Like here. Create these depths. Would bike actually would be dirty. It's exposed to the elements, dust. I never seen like a clean bike unless it's like a super brand new store. Is this? I cannot another color bar sides. Make it a black mask with a generator as dirt, and the color might be more of like this variation. To break them out. Yeah, I see what I can do now. So you're trying to like a previs for like a bike dealer? And that like a previs for them? Or rather for like a portfolio showcase? I see. I mean, you do what you think is fine. You want a brand new? Completely okay to make like a product rendering is brand new because there is like literally entire like a market for that sort of like a work. Many more. Nothing to lose, only to try. It's always worth putting on YouTube. Kurwa, actually I found some elements I would like to make more dirty. Okay, so there is that keys. They have a base plastic, some roughness, edge damage has roughness and color, scratches have the height. Okay, then it's a deer. What is lacking is the variety of colors. There, black mask with generator with dirt. And the color would be this way. Dirt have like a lower amount. Wait, is it even doing anything? Not doing anything. Okay. Very badly visible. But it does exist. Hmm. No worries if you're watching. Doing something. Okay. Hmm. And I would have to have this roughness. This is too much. Package damage. O kurwa. Ah! Almost destroyed it. This sharpen was very causing that be more problematic. Okay. David. Then white keys. Would need another fill layer. Color variation. Black mask and with generator. B. This is too bad. No. Or maybe not Grandir. Should be a fill layer. Fill layer should be some random. Some dust. It's kinda too uniform. Hmm. And hard to say. This might be too much. I think that might be a bit better. It's the metal body. Need another. Variety is at the top. Not one black mask, generator, dirt. Only use that on the crevices. Okay. Now I'm having some dirt. This. Make it darker. Maybe. Be giving a bit of a variety. Gonna have more roughness. And then I would have to paint it out. Paint on subtractive. Have some alpha. Pretty much reduce the intensity. In some places it's just so obvious. Is quite okay-ish. Guess I would use 100% flow to remove from that. Maybe. Don't want that too visible way. Maybe. That might be quite okay-ish. So okay. Guess maybe on the white keys another layer. one color variation. Maybe gonna make a duplicate. Hmm. A message? Oh, a message before I send that in the chat. Hmm. I'm just checking something about like small gig. Oh. I guess I'm gonna stop the live stream on YouTube.